Book Talk Best of 2020. I'm going to talk about 5 of my favorite books from 2020, my personal favorites. These opinions are mine, not the library's. So this year was a pretty good year of reading. I've read almost 70 books, if I finish the few I'm reading now in the next couple weeks. Again, I have read way more books by female authors than male authors this year. It just kind of has happened that way the last few years. So I'm going to share some of these. First one, I'll start with my 5th favorite, We Ride Upon Sticks by Quan. Sticks as in field hockey. This is about a girls' field hockey team in 1979 in Danvers, Massachusetts, and they are not doing too well on the field. They want to get better. So there are 11 girls on this varsity team, and what I love about this is that the author made each character very distinct. They have distinct personalities and idiosyncrasies, and it's funny. And I think that's really hard to make like 11 characters to be so vivid. And it's not like that long of a book, it's a normal sized book. So that was impressive. Some of the Danvers and Salem witch hunt history lore is tied into this book, because do these girls make a pact with dark forces in order to get to state? Maybe. Or maybe they just find inner strength and they work on themselves, and there's a lot of girl power in this book. So that's one of the great things I liked about this. So you'll have to read it and to see what happens. Next one, The Knockout Queen by Rufi Thorpe. This one I heard a lot of buzz about. I almost wasn't going to read it because a previous book by her didn't do much for me. I didn't even finish reading it, but then I heard so much about this and it sounded good. And so I finally picked it up and read it, and by the end I was like, wow, this one is really good. It's 2 teens who find friendship together. They both feel like misfits and like freaks in a way. They both feel like they don't fit in. The one boy, Michael, this is from his point of view, and he befriends the girl, Bunny. So they both have this shared, outsider point of view that they struggle with. Now they both get into trouble, especially Bunny. She gets into really big trouble, and actually it's a violent altercation. And from there, things build. Like, this book just kept building and getting better and better. And yet I also loved being with the main character, Michael. It's from his point of view, because he's a very observant and good-hearted, I felt, teen, and he is a good person. I liked being with him. He is struggling with his gayness and, not being accepted in that way. And so there are some sex scenes in here. There's some sexual content, just to let you know, if you don't want that. But I just thought this book, there's a lot going on in here, and the friendship between these two it's just really well written, and the things they go through, you just have to read it and see. It's really, really good. Okay. So then I'm going to do my 3rd favorite, The Astonishing Life of August March by Aaron Jackson. This is the one male author out of these 5. But I really loved this. This is 1930s New York. A baby gets abandoned by there's an actress who's self-involved, and she just leaves her baby. She doesn't have time. She gives birth in the theater and she just leaves the baby. So he's raised by the laundress of the theater. So he lives in this theater. This is a fun romp, but also there's also sad parts too, and struggles, because he's an orphan basically. What happens when that laundress, the laundry lady, dies when he's about like 10 or so, or a little older, I think, I can't recall, but she dies, and then the theater building is going to be torn down or converted into a hotel. So he's on the street, so he falls in with some ruffians and some bad characters, but he's, again, you root for him the whole time. There's fun, quirky characters in here. Some of the quirky theater characters reminded me of Elizabeth Gilbert's City of Girls novel from last year, which I loved, because he was raised, you know, learning Shakespeare, and there's this kid like quoting Shakespeare. So it's really funny. You root for him, you see what happens. Is he gonna find his mentor, the actor Sir Reginald, who mentored him, and maybe Sir Reginald can help him get out of his desperate situation on the streets of New York. So pick this one up, really, really fun, really loved it. And there should have been more buzz about this one this year, I feel. Okay, I'm getting down to my final two, and really these two tie for my favorite book of 2020. So it's a tie, it's a tie. So I'm gonna talk about The Girl with the Louding Voice by Abi Dare. She's from Nigeria, and I've spoken before about how I love the Nigerian literature that's coming out of that country, especially like Laos and the more cosmopolitan parts. So this character, Aduni, is from Nigeria, but from a rural part, and she's married off. There's still, even though the country is really progressive in some ways, there's still some backwards traditions. So she's married off really young. She's like 14 or 15. Yeah, she's 14. And she's married off as to be the third wife of this guy, but what she really wants to do is get educated and help other girls in her country and, help change the world for the better. So she's a really sweet character. You can really root for her. She's so sweet, and like a lot of bad things happen in here that's like heartbreaking, but really, again, there's people that help her, and she's determined. She has a fighting spirit. So this is just really great. This is just beautiful writing, everything right here. Check it out. Okay, and for my final book, time for number one, is Writers and Lovers by Lily King. I had not read any of her books before, but she has written a few before. So this is 1997, 31-year-old trying to be a writer, young adult woman is getting up every morning trying to write. She's working in a restaurant. She's getting over her mom's death, previous recent death. So she's trying to figure out her life. She's riding her bike because she doesn't even have a car, and she's in a lot of debt. So I related to this book in some ways. Like in the 90s, I was trying to figure out what graduate college, figure out what I was doing, riding my bike around everywhere. So, and also then she gets into a couple of relationships. Who's she gonna pick, who's she gonna end up with, but it's not like it doesn't focus on romance, but those were bonus parts for me. Again, great writing, just beautiful, beautiful writing. And there are literary references in here because the character is a writer, and she's working on her book, and she has to make a decision now soon because she's in so much debt. She's 31. Is she gonna keep trying to be a writer, or is she gonna take like a different kind of job, get a teaching job, or take an office job or something? Like she's trying to figure this out. So I recommend it. I really liked it. I liked seeing her go on those dates of the two men, especially that she is involved with here, and the one actually is a writer. And so anyway, he's like kind of a famous writer, so she starts dating him. So I'm not going to say much more except that I really love the writing. There's sentences in here that I loved. And yeah, I hope some of these sound good to you, and I hope you had a good year. Put in the comments what are your favorites or favorite book of 2020 that you read, and I will see you next time. Thank you. Bye.
If you enjoyed this video, please like the video and subscribe to the Stickney-Forest View Public Library's YouTube channel. Also, like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. The Stickney-Forest View Public Library District, where great things happen.